objectives. Tell us about the Green Behavior Club.
Really? You see, the first problem is behavior. That's why we named it Behavior Club.
Okay.
The global warming we are facing now has been a cause of behavior of human nature. I repeat this one, it is almost a song. When I was doing my A-level, we had a writer called Kent in the A-level, and he said, the most stupid and most dangerous animal on earth is not the lion, but just look in the mirror and you see the most stupid and the most dangerous animal on earth. I think when you look in the mirror, everyone has ever looked in the mirror and sees someone there. That one is the most stupid and most dangerous animal on earth because it degrades the environment. So when he said that, I said, no, it is we are not stupid. The behavior is the problem. That's why I named Green Behavior Club. The club I named it Green Behavior. It is about to change the mindset of human nature, to start respecting the most important thing on which human life depends, and that is the environment. Human life depends on the environment. So Green Behavior Club creates awareness about protecting, in fact, jealously, the environment, which helps survival of human nature. And the things we do, we create awareness through teaching how to plant trees, through like Miss Environments, runs, going to schools and introducing these clubs there. You see, the problem is now it is not starting from the youth. You see, when a tree grows, it is very hard to bend it. So we are starting with the younger generation because we have eaten all what they are supposed to eat. We've filled the wetlands, we've cut all the forests, we've eaten all for our children. We praise ourselves, we take them to expensive schools, we have built houses for them, for the 10th generation of our families. But again, the most important thing, we have destroyed it. That is the environment on which we all survive.
Beautiful. Now, let's get to what some of the nitty-gritties of our environment. Maybe you can start by explaining to us or explaining to our viewer, somebody who can easily understand. Of course, being a PhD candidate, you have some terms that we might not understand. But can you break it down to somebody watching us at home to understand what exactly is happening to the environment at this point? Because there's a lot of confusion. People are saying now that there might be a lockdown because of the heat, and there's a lot of things changing because of the particular climate change and weather patterns that we are facing that have never been seen before. We used to live in a country where Uganda was known for rains in January and December, and then maybe the sun in June and July. We saw that change last year through to this year. Everything is changing. What is happening exactly?
I will start with the solution, and the solution is the vision. You see, when you don't know where you are going, that journey is it of what? It is of a child. I will start with the vision or the solution. But before the solution, let me demystify something about PhD. Not everyone should fear me. If should fear PhD candidate or a doctor these days. Computers have come, we get information from... It is not very complicated, it doesn't drive people mad. And when my professor was checking my research, the topic of my research, he said, and the framework, he said, you must write something which a layman can understand. If a layman cannot understand it, then it is not a PhD. So, the foundation stone is easiness. It must be easy to understand. So that is the demystification about PhD. Now, the solution or the vision for the global warming and the legal situation we are facing. In fact, if you have ever watched the film Titanic, we are in Titanic. We are causing problems of ourselves, but the solution is, or the vision, Mother Nature mother world, mother environment, which does not warm 1.5 degrees centigrade above pre-industrial times. Let me repeat the vision. The vision or the solution is a world or mother environment or mother nature which does not warm beyond 1.5 degrees above pre-industrial revolution times. What is our mission? Always when you have a vision, you have a mission. How are you going to achieve this? First and foremost, we must reduce, phase out greenhouse emissions gases. The greenhouse emission gases are carbon dioxide. These are the natural ones: methane, hydrofluorines, and nitrogen oxides. Those ones, carbon dioxide, we know it is produced by humans, and the plants absorb it. Water vapor comes from water evaporating into gases. And methane, when you rear a lot of cows, and naturally when you bury plants and animals, they produce methane. Those are natural. And God had produced that one in a very balanced way. When these gases come into the atmosphere, they help to keep a balance of the temperature of about 13.6 degrees centigrade. That is the balance. The God is balance to keep temperature at about 14.6 degrees centigrade. But because of our behavior, we burn fossil energy. When we drive 4 cars, the wife is driving, the child is driving, the houseboy is driving, the boss is driving, and you are going out of the home with 5 cars, all of them producing carbon dioxide and nitrogen dioxide into the atmosphere. Then the forests, when you cut the forest and remove the wetlands, which absorb this carbon dioxide, so that there is a balance in the atmosphere, you are causing the global warming. What am I saying? God created a balance. These gases were in a balance before the pre-industrial time. I'll talk about it. But now, because of the industrial revolution, that balance has got lost. These gases, they cause a greenhouse effect. You have seen houses where they grow flowers. The greenhouse glass effect. Yes. That temperature, when they close it in a greenhouse glass, the temperature is kept normal. Not very cool, not very cold. That balance is what God created. Now, when the Industrial Revolution started, this balance was distorted. There is a lot of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Now, carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, methane, and a lot of water vapor. Because all the land is covered with the concrete, the water can no longer now absorb into the soil. Now it evaporates and it goes in the atmosphere. The balance then is lost to keep temperature at 13.63 degrees. These greenhouse gases, God created them with a behavior. I'll talk again about behavior. Of absorbing heat and emitting it out. During the day, the earth warms when the sun is there. At night, these gases emit. During the day, they absorb this heat also, and at night they emit it, so that at night when the sun is not there, it is not so cold. Now, the more the gases in the atmosphere, the more the heat. Okay. That is how the balance is lost. God is natural balance of temperature. So that nights now are very hot and the days are very hot. And we are causing it because of our greedy behavior. We are covering all the wetlands which are supposed to keep the water with Maram to construct. We have cut all the forests. Now God created plants in a way that plants absorb carbon dioxide to make food. That is the photosynthesis formula. We know it, all of us have passed through P5. But I can assure you, my mother did not go beyond, those schools were called junior. But she's now 80. She keeps around herself a lot of trees. And I'm sure she did not learn photosynthesis. But it was natural. People were not greedy by then. So that carbon dioxide is absorbed by the trees and the plants. It doesn't go into the atmosphere to cause global warming. But now, with the youth who think are very clever, or what we call ourselves millennium, when you want to construct, the first victim is a tree, which would absorb the carbon dioxide. When you want to construct, the first victim is a wetland, which has a lot of species. Some are medicine, some are trees for absorbing the carbon dioxide and nitrogen dioxide from the industries. So we are the cause of our suffering. And the UN Secretary General in the COP28 in Dubai, in his words, he said, when you fight nature, you are fighting yourself.
Yep.
He's almost repeating the other words of Kent, that the most stupid creature on earth is not a lion or an elephant, but just look in the mirror every day. Is the most dangerous and most stupid creature on earth. Just look in the mirror. Now, Guterres, the UN Secretary General, was more gentle than the other scientists. You saw these facts are discovered by science, and when they are presenting them, they are very ruthless because it is about survival. I talked about the Titanic film. Now, Guterres said in his humble words that when you fight nature, you are fighting yourself. It is like a child biting the breast of her mother to death. Who will give her more milk? That is how stupid we are. When we come from the villages, we want to go back and express ourselves. We call it Weraga, to show off with the very big vehicles, producing a lot of carbon monoxide and nitrogen dioxide, and we cut all the forest to start building very big bungalows. All of them contributing to more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And as I've told you, the cause is carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Nothing more is absorbing it, and you are producing more through industries, through cars, through cooking, and so on and so forth. And the industries produce a lot of nitrogen dioxide and so on. Surprisingly, 2023 has been the hottest year since the pre-industrial times. The pre-industrial times are the years between the years before 1850 and 1900. 1850 to 1900 is the industrial period. These periods, there were no industries. It was agricultural revolution. So, there were still very big forests, and the colonialists who were abused, it was a force here to preserve forests. But the industrial revolution brought about need of resources in the industries. Forests were cut down so that agricultural products would be put there, causing the pollution and waste, and so on and so forth. So the world started warming up. There was nothing more to absorb the carbon dioxide. There was nothing more to absorb the nitrogen dioxide. Water vapor, all is going and was started going to the atmosphere. Temperature rising slowly. Now 2023, the temperature is 14.98 degrees centigrade. In 1850, it was 13.63 degrees centigrade. It has increased by almost 1.3 degrees centigrade. And my dear friends who are listening, the tipping point of Earth, as declared by the Paris Agreement in 2015, is an increase of 1.5 degrees centigrade from the pre-industrial times. That is the Titanic point, or the tipping point of Earth. The Earth will be too warm for anyone to survive. Even the child you take in Namugongo, or to St. Mary's Chitendi, or to Budo. Carol, do you know any other very expensive school?
There are many.
Like which one?
Ganda Matters, you mentioned Namugongo.
Yeah.
We have SMARC. We have very many schools.
Like SMARC. Even the child you take it to SMARC will not survive. Now the speed is too much of global warming, reaching the tipping point of 1.5 degrees centigrade beyond the pre-industrial revolution. What is the solution? I've already told you the vision. We must reduce or phase out, these are words of the Secretary General of UN, phase out fossil fuels. Adopt the simple living behavior styles. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce what? Reduce on fossil producing methods. We adopt the electric cars.
Okay.
Norway is far-tracked. Norway has almost 90% electric cars. America, German, they are no longer making cars which use fossil oils. Fossil oils are petroleum and diesel.
Okay.
That is the solution. If the child you are taking to the expensive school, you want to see him in the next 10 years or her. When I was doing my research, when I was discussing with my professor, I told him I'm very scared. I come from the islands. But by those days, when we were about to reach the mainland, you could see a lot of forests, almost blue forests. But now you see only buildings. I told him what fascinated me to do research on environmental governance and politics. I'm scared that in 500 years, Lake Victoria will be no more. Because now the land, the buffer land, which protects silting and plastic and so on, is now all dug. And all the soil and sand and the plastic go direct into the lake. He said, oh no, you are talking about a very long time.
Hey.
Yes. He said only 50 years. If we don't change our behavior, Lake Victoria will be no more. Doesn't that scare you, Carol?
It's scary.
Yes. Because we're enjoying the beaches and the hotels around Lake Victoria. So we are cutting all the forests and filling all the wetlands with the papyrus, which filters the soil coming from upland into the sea. It is now going freely. If it was a prisoner, now it is very free. And a murderous prisoner has been freed. So he said, I told him, 500 years, I'm scared. My grandchildren may not see Lake Victoria. He said, no, that is too much. It will be 50 years only, because the depth of the lake is decreasing a lot. The water we see coming to the surface this way is because the depth is decreasing. And it will stop very soon, and the water will be very shallow. A child could do, in 50 years, a child can walk through Lake Victoria up to Bukasa Islands in 50 years to come, if we don't change our behavior. It is all about changing our behavior. Not to show off like my name shows, that you are built on the water. You are built in the water. No, that showing off is carrying us into a very, by the way, my name is not showing off. It is where it goes. But Weraga. But people
interpret it.
Very good. That is, it is the easier way. Weraga. But it is Weraga where it goes.
Okay.
So that showing off, some people, these youth call it malu, is causing the earth a very big problem. Like the president of Brazil, who has been toppled 3 elections, he started giving away the Amazon forests for industrial development and sustainable development. And that Amazon forest contributes 20% of the oxygen we breathe on Earth. And it absorbs 40% of the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. In Zaire, those tropical forests are all going. And the problem is the behavior of the politicians or the governance. That's why I was forced to. And now I'm very blunt about it. Sometimes back I was fearing talk about the problems of environmental governance and environmental politics. But I see it is swallowing even me. Now when you are being swallowed, you have to use the little energy you have to defend yourself while waiting for God to come in. Okay. You get me, Carol? Yes.
All right, so...
Have I scared you?
A little bit.
No, don't get scared. Just use the little contribution you can to protecting the environment. And this is a very big contribution
this
of
is
creating
one of the
awareness.
contributions I'm making, the role of the media to bring such people so that they explain to us what exactly is going on and how to mitigate it. So my next question would be contribution of human race. What exactly are we supposed to do? But maybe let's first take a very short break, and we will return with that same question and Mr. Weraga as he explains to us how much danger we are in and how exactly we can stop it as soon as possible. You out there that is hearing this message, make sure you do your part, contribute as little as it may be. You will be surprised how much change it will cause to the environment and to all the people around us. We still need this country, we still need this world, we still need our great-grandchildren to come and enjoy what exactly we have enjoyed. And I'm sure it is not in God's plans to wrap up the world in the next 50 years. No. So we hope for God's intervention in all this, and of course we shall return with more. We are powered by Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe.
Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
This is Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives.
Do you know that you can now enjoy great enriching shows anywhere through the Family TV app? Here is how to download it. Open Play Store on your phone. Search for the Family TV app. Click Install. After installing it, open it and enjoy enriching content anywhere, everywhere, anytime. Family TV, enriching lives.
When people die, they are good. A dead body is always good. He has done us good. We cannot replace him. There's no one who is replaceable. There's no one. But what can help you? It is to leave a good legacy that people will remember you.
Sometimes I share with my students a small story of an animal which normally is regarded to be the wisest. The hare. Once in a meeting of animals chaired by the lion, which was the king of the animals, he said that all those who are in the meeting and are not married should go out. This is for the marrieds. And then the hare put up a hand. I have a question, Mr. Chairman. Yes. What is it? He said, what about some of us who sleep like married people? Should we also go?
And may I say to those of you who are not yet married, determine what kind of family you want to raise. Because the family that you raise, the children that you get, you will either sink them or you will raise them up to be good citizens and good people in the church.
If you read Proverbs 16:1, they tell you that the plans of the heart belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord.
Because we all need love. As long as we are humans, we need love. Now he says yes, but I'm praying that you will experience the greater love.
Family TV, enriching lives.
Moses, Ramesses, you grew up together, close as brothers.
Remember the prophecy. Samson, chosen by the living God.
You dare to defy me? Let the furnace be heated sevenfold. Bind them and cast them into the fire.
It begins.
Take the ark!
Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
The discussion is still ongoing about environment and, of course, the climate change and weather patterns that have of late changed so much to everyone's surprise. But we shouldn't be surprised because we are the very same people who have brought this upon ourselves. However, now we stop crying and the blame game and now focus on the solution, what exactly needs to be done. And I'm with my guest here, Mr. Kigundu, Weraga, Erisa, and he is taking us through this discussion. Mr. Kigundu is the president, Green Behavior Club, and he's also a PhD candidate researching on environmental governance and environmental politics. And of course, he is very knowledgeable when it comes to this area, and I hope you out there can get a thing or two about what he's telling us. Remember, we are powered by Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe, comfort and luxury at its best. They are located in the heart of Entebbe. Now, my first question would be, what is the contribution of the human race, us as people who live on Mother Earth, as people who have been given mandate by God to take care of this universe and the world we live in? What is our role to play? What must we do to reverse the situation, to reverse the terrible situation that might happen in case we continue to live our lives in careless ways, just like we're doing now?
I think everyone should close his or her eyes. Can I request you to close your eyes?
Okay.
And for just a second, for a great biologist and science, Rachel Carson, who wrote a book called Silent Spring.
Okay.
She was an American. And in 1965, unfortunately, she died of cancer, breast cancer. The cause was DDT. Why did she call this book Silent Spring? For which she was even witch-hunted by a company like Monsanto, which produces DDT. She almost got imprisoned until President J.F. Kennedy came to her rescue. Now science had discovered and had alerted her in their research that DDT had caused the Silent Spring. I've never been to America, but I think in spring, birds are crying, children are playing, animals are moving around. That in 1964, animals, children, birds, we are not crying and we are not singing. So he named the book Silent Spring. What was the cause? DDT had killed all these things. Now, that is the pollution in the triple crisis we are facing. Industries are producing a lot of agricultural inputs, agricultural chemicals, which are killing people when it goes into water and land. Monsanto was banned in America long time ago, but still in Uganda we are using products of Monsanto, which causes breast cancer and is undiscriminative. It kills pests, it kills people, it kills animals, and it is not biodegradable. It lives in the system for over 1,000 years. Now what do? We must reduce the pollution. That is the solution. Reduce the pollution. Reduce the plastic. Lake Victoria is full of plastics and the chemicals run down. I can say, oh, it is fortunate. Very fortunate. Carlo does not have nails which have mercury on it. That mercury, when you bathe in the bathroom, it goes down to Lake Victoria, and the fish has a lot of those heavy metals like mercury, like zinc, like asbestos in excess. I've seen some schools have started removing asbestos, which cause infertility in people. Asbestos, those iron sheets which are like of clay, but they are brown, asbestos. They are dangerous to the environment. And that is, when we reduce pollution, is one system. And I said a small contribution when you start now is very important. Pollution and waste. We are using too much. Why should 5 vehicles come from your home? Why not 2 for your wife and you? Why don't you, if you're on the same route, you stay in Kampala, Karo, you work here, your husband works in Kampala, why doesn't she drop you? Or you drop her? No, a woman should drop ladies first. Why shouldn't you drop her and then go back in one vehicle so that you don't produce too much carbon monoxide? We should reduce emission of green gases so that we remain at the natural balance God created. As I told you, the vision is 1.5 degrees, less than 1.5 degrees below the pro-industrial time. And how are we doing it? We must reduce the carbon emissions. We have solutions like electric cars, walking, non-motorized vehicles like bicycles, electric motorcycles, and so on and so forth. Reforestation. Don't cut down forests, but plant more trees, please. Don't fill wetlands with malam. We should eliminate that being called by scientists stupid and the most dangerous creature on earth by not degrading the environment. Biodiversity loss and nature loss. 1923 is a year when most species were killed. I saw a bird in the field of football which had laid 2 eggs. I'd never seen it. But because children were playing in the field, I think a long time ago it was a forest and the bird used it staying there. So I'm also a sports scientist. So I protect the eggs, but somehow they were trampled on. I've never seen that bird. It is black. It is a very beautiful bird. but I think it lays near people. So the eggs were trampled on and it disappeared. And these species are medicine, they balance nature. And those are the causes of climate change. A simple contribution: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Why should you go home with 5 plastic bags? One containing a kilo of meat, another green plants, another one a bread, another 5 polythene bags. Why don't you put them in one? That is reducing. Why do you drop them in a waterway? We must just living a responsible life. By the way, I told you the tipping point is 1.5 degrees centigrade above the Paris Agreement determined temperature. That is if you saw the film Titanic, that is the Titanic point. When you reach that, your child in Amagunga, your child in Gayaza, your child in Smak, in Amugongo will not survive, and will not also survive however big flats you have in Kampala. You will not survive because the temperature will be unbearable. 2023 has been the hottest, because after the COVID, people, and the COVID period was very normal. I think remember very well, because cars were very few. I think that is an indicator that science is correct.
Yeah.
Cars were very few industries, cutting down forests had reduced. People were forced to behave naturally, and you are waiting for another force. Yet we could change. Now, immediately after the COVID time, people said, we must go back. They started the bad behavior of too much carbon dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, cutting down forests, many vehicles. Now, that is the global warming we are saying. Again, the balance has been lost. Too much carbon dioxide in the air, too much nitrogen dioxide from cars, from vehicles, from cutting down forests, which would absorb the carbon dioxide, from covering the wetlands. That water absorbs a lot of carbon dioxide, and it emits its soul according to nature's programming. So the solution is simple: maintain the wetlands, plant trees, reforest, reduce on. We must cut down. This is a very bad situation, but we must resort to solar energy and wind energy and electric cars and electric engines. Without that, we are working for nothing. The world is going to end. Is going to end the color.
All right. As we wrap up, maybe you can. That was even a conclusion. I don't know if you have anything to say, maybe to end the conversation.
To end, no, I can't. I can't waste, because they have talked about the triple crisis the world is facing now. Is the pollution and waste. I can't waste those minutes. Okay. I must find something to do. Okay. Biodiversity and nature laws, wetland, animals, killing indiscriminate, unsustainable development, irresponsible development, prioritizing development instead of the environment. And there is something you talked about: climate feedback, unresolved issues, loops. There is the public will. Public will affecting political will. If the public does not act, is not trained to be activists of environmental protection, the politicians are not forced, because for them they are looking for votes and survive in politics. Okay. So the public will must be there. Please, LC, we are not accepting to pour land, to pour soil on this soil because this one is your voter. No. This wetland should stay. This forest should stay. People must learn to be active, to force the politicians to have a positive political will to protect the environment. You see, when you when you set activism, the politicians are very persistent, but in the heart they are fearing. They reduce on that action. So the public must really act very adequately to force the politicians to make policies and implement them which protect the environment. Because when you're in politics, you're almost mad. All we want is survival in politics. But when there's a force, you reduce on the what? On that action. So the public must practice environmental activism to stop politicians implementing policies of destroying the environment. And then knowledge gaps. Thank you very much, Carlo, for creating this awareness.
Yes, sir.
So that everyone who hears, assuming you're about 1 million who have switched on, it is bad, it is not in holiday. I'm a teacher. Whenever I have in the school I am there about 3,500 secondary learners.
Okay.
Whenever I go on TV, they say, Master, we saw you, Master, we saw you. Those are 3,500. And they spread the word of creating awareness. And when I stand, for example, when they are gathered and I'm coming to talk something, they make an applause, someone thinks I've bribed them. Because I've told them, be active. 5, we have eaten all you are supposed to eat. Even if you leave you flats, you won't live in them. Global warming is going to kill us. Now I've told them, the younger generation, that you must act to protect the environment.
Okay.
I've created awareness, knowledge gaps. In research, if your research does not talk, when you talk about knowledge gaps, the professor gets very impressed very quickly. When you talk about knowledge gaps, it is very common in research, and I've seen why they do that. Because it's about knowledge gap. You see a very rich man coming out of a Mercedes-Benz, but at night he's dumping soil in the wetland. And he bribes the NEMA on police stations. He gives them 3 million. And they start dumping. What is the problem? The NEMA, the people who is there, the chief, his mindset about the environment is negative. He's thinking about unsustainable development. And the rich man did not get time to get the knowledge of the effects of environmental degradation. That is working for nothing when there is global warming. He cannot control the global warming with the time will come. He has to move out of the car which is air conditioned, and he can't move out because it is too hot. And then there's environmental democracy. I told you about Rachel Carson, who was being witch hunted and hitters to knock him down with the gun. He hid, and President John F. Kennedy protected him. So these environment activists, there is no environmental democracy. Information is hidden from that is lack of environmental democracy. There is no transparency and lack of access to environmental information, and not allowing environmental activists to come out. Lack of environmental democracy. Those are the issues which are unresolved and causing us all danger. But when you contribute, the point is, contribute as little as you can, wherever you are. That will be very interesting.
Wow. We do thank you so much for making time to come to Family TV and giving us such beautiful information. I hope that our viewers out there have got a thing or two. Maybe you say bye to the people.
I beg your pardon?
Maybe you say bye.
Thank you very much, Carlo. I feel greatly honored to be offered this opportunity of creating awareness about the lethal catastrophic situation we are facing of human extinction. Thank you very much, our viewers. I'll be coming here soon again to create awareness about the environment. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for being a part of Issues at Hand each and every single morning from Monday to Friday here at 9 a.m. Of course, it is Church of Uganda Family TV, and of course that is our name on our social media platforms from X all the way to YouTube, where we stream these videos live, so you can go and enjoy them and join the conversation. Now, of course, remember that human activities are some of the things that contribute to what we are facing now. So as you perform any kind of activity, first think about how it affects the environment. My name is Karo Tumaina, and until tomorrow it will be a good morning from my production crew, studio producers Edrin and Shama, as well as transmission producer Norman Conte. Thank you so much for being a part of Issues at Hand and Church of Uganda Family TV as a whole. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Issues at Hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
Family TV, enriching life.
Of friends and kindred dear, I've brushed the dew on Jordan's back, and the crossing must be near.